So the wonderful thing about this time of year is seeing everything appear, because just last week all of this just seemed empty, and now you can see things coming up. See the geranium here, the iris has come up. We have a peony here, that's an Ito peony. Over there we have a tree peony. It actually needs a little bit more pruning, which I can see clearly now. And of course you can see the weeds. And what you can also do is carefully identify spots that need filling in. But what you need to be careful of, we've found, is planting things where there are already things that you forgot about. So that's why making these videos for this YouTube channel has been really useful, because I can look back at this bed when it's fully grown and I can see where things are clearly, and not be tempted to plant things in what I think are an empty spot. Oh, and look here, this was dropped by the birds. They're nesting, the sparrows, in our nest boxes, which we have 3 of them on all 3 sides of the house. So I'm actually not gonna put that back where it was, because they've dropped it and they're probably looking for it. They're probably watching me from a tree going, what are you doing with that? That's for our nest. So what it's also good for is remembering where plants have been bullied out of their spot. And this is a great example right here. This daylily, I'm going to transplant this daylily. Give me an opportunity to get this creeping Charlie out of here too. And the reason I'm going to do that is this whole area here, this whole area is Joe Pye weed, which will grow almost as large as that tree. We actually do the Chelsea chop in May and cut it down to about here, but it's an amazing native plant, Joe Pye. And it comes out this far too, so it's kind of encroaching on this rose that I have planted here. So I'm going to have to take some, when I can clearly see it, take some of it, I think this is some of it, take some of it out when it starts to grow up. But before then, this is a great opportunity to get this daylily out and transplant it. I'm going to put him in our front beds, I think. Yeah, a little bit more weeding as well. There's always time for weeding. So transplanting daylilies is actually not a big deal. The great thing about digging is it attracts the robins looking for worms, and they are so brave. Look at this guy. Yep, I'll be gone in a moment. You can get your worm. So, as you can see, this has proven to be a much bigger job than I anticipated. Usually getting the daylilies out, because they're not deep-rooted things, is a quick 5-minute job. But this here is Joe Pye that I was talking about, and its roots go really deep, and so you can see, I said the Joe Pye was right there. It comes out all this way, which is why I'm taking this daylily out, because this Joe Pye was just choking this poor guy out. So I've loosened as much as I can, and I'm just going to get the rest out with the trowel, I think. So the ideal time to be transplanting daylilies is actually in the fall. Usually I wouldn't be, and I have a video showing how to do that we did in the fall, because doing it now, this guy probably won't bloom because of the shock of it being transplanted right now in the spring. But it'll be okay. Daylilies are pretty hardy. Okay, So the thing to watch for are passengers. So you can see there was still some creeping Charlie in there. But that's looking okay. So these roots are all from Joe Pye, an amazing plant. There we go. That will make the robins happy. Okay, so here we are in our front garden. I've dug a hole, and now it's just a matter of placing him in there, and you'll notice that I dug the hole slightly larger than the root system. That's because the soil that's going to be going on top of it is going to be nice and loose, and it will give it a good chance to get re-rooted. And of course I'm going to give this a good soak of water when I'm done. The other disadvantage of moving things in the spring is to get to things you have to tread obviously into the beds, which risks compacting the soil and making it, making it more difficult for things to re-emerge. But I had to do this, feeling bad for this poor guy who was being crowded out by Joe Pye. But I think he'll be happier in his new spot. So I'm going to use this whole watering can of water to really soak those roots. And it's still fairly early in the morning. I think it's around 10 or 10:30 right now. So later on this afternoon, 3 o'clock, late afternoon, I'm going to come out again and I'm going to give it another watering can full of water, just so it gets a really good start. And one more time, that will probably have made the robins very happy. So thanks for joining me in the garden today. I'll see you in the next video.